Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. This is the daily collective one-card reading. This is for Thursday, November 2nd. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if my readings tend to resonate with you. Okay, or as just a way to support the channel, right? If there is anything that you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, I do read every comment. I try my best to respond to as many as I can. I know I'm falling behind, but I'll get there. All right, but I do love hearing from everyone. All right. Now, this is going to be a general one-card reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our brief window of time together today. All right. I am merely the messenger. And of course, I ask you to use, your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide for this card. Okay. And I want you to remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got the Eon or Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, Baptism by Fire. I think is this our first major arcana card that we've had for the dailies? I think it might be. And this is a very, very good one. The card is related to the pure fire energy. That's why I say it is kind of a baptism by fire. There's a lot going on in this card, and I think the most simple and basic and straightforward interpretation is that there is a big decision that will affect the rest of your life, right? This is one of those doorway cards that I like to say. It's a doorway that we have to walk through, okay? And it's a doorway that might not be easy for us to go through. There's going to be some sort of challenge surrounding it. I mean, it's a fiery doorway, right? So it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of courage, a lot of bravery. It's going to take an act of will. We have to inaugurate the rest of our lives, this future state. What's on the other side of this doorway is still a little uncertain, right? We can't necessarily predict. This is a card that says it's good, it's great, it's a leveling up, right? It's a transcendence. It is a major kind of new era in our lives, right? So to get this card as a daily is interesting because, it's a prompt, I think, for us to look at our lives and see, is there something that we're hesitating on? Is there some decision that perhaps we are, a little bit reluctant to make, right? I feel as if our destiny is awaiting us, this new era. Like we have the power to change our lives, right? And this card is kind of saying, look, your future is waiting for you. It's right there on the other side, but we have to make that decision. We have to take that big step, that big kind of leap of faith, really, right? And since this is one of these doorway cards, let's do a divine doorway oracle card thing. Oh, well, I guess that's the one. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. So again, with that kind of leap of faith. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. That's something I disagree with, to be honest with you. Because I think if it is leading us astray, then one of two things is going on. Either it's not really the intuition, and it is an emotion, or it's some other function that's kind of masquerading as our intuition, or the wandering or the being led astray is just our misinterpretation of the circumstances, right? Because I don't think if it's true intuition, I don't think it will ever lead us astray. I think it's leading us through this doorway. And now it's up to us, again, to take advantage of the appearance of this portal and go through it, right? to get to the other side of that. It's not going to be an easy task. So as a daily card, I think for us personally, we should look at our lives and see if there's something that we've been holding back, if there's something that we've been not doing for whatever reason, but knowing that it would kind of open up this doorway and it would lead us to the rest of our lives, right? To our big breakthrough or to a big change or to the next big step for us. But have we been hesitant? Okay. And collectively, as a global cosmic community, I think that this is a card that shows it's time for the human race to take the next step into the next level of our existence, right? And this is kind of, this is where I think we all need to band together. If we're ever going to kind of enter the intergalactic community, right? Which I'm a firm believer that there is other life out there, right? I think it's pretty naive for us to assume that in the vastness of space, we're the only little rock with life on it, all right? But I think we're never going to be ready to enter that kind of era for the human race, right? Until we're able to band together, really, and see ourselves as a global community, as one kind of Earth community, you know. But that's kind of an aside, I guess. We have to, like this doorway card says, we have to trust the universe. And we have to know that what is on the other side of this is meant for us. It's just kind of like we're hesitating to take this next step. And maybe there are issues that we have to resolve. There are things that we have to do, loose ends that we have to tie up before we're ready to take this big leap, to take this big next step. It's like an opportunity that is in front of us that could really change our lives. But we are right on the threshold. It's almost as if we're not quite ready for it. Yeah. Almost as if we're not quite ready for it. But this is a card that is requiring a definite decision, right? That we have to open the door, step through, and then shut the door. There's no going backwards, right? And I think that's why we're kind of hesitant to do it, because we know that it's a pretty permanent thing, right? And this could be something, it could be something rather small even, or a simple decision, right? And what to have for dinner, sort of thing. But this could be the beginning or an ending of a relationship, the accepting of a job offer, a career change. It could be an opportunity for you to really do what you love to do, but there's just that little bit of apprehension to take advantage of this opportunity. It is a new era for us, collectively. And I think human consciousness is changing. And I think that we are slowly going through this doorway collectively as a kind of human, consciousness. Some of us maybe are going through faster than others, but eventually we'll all get through, right? There's still some stragglers that kind of at the back of the line that need to hurry up. But I think we're all kind of going through this doorway. And I think that, especially with what we see in the news and current events and everything that's going on now, it seems like there are aspects of our consciousness that are ready for this new level, that are actually even operating on this next level through this door, on the other side of the doorway, right? Trying to tell people, come on through, it's all right. But then there's still some of us that are left on this side that are still fighting to hold on to these illusions of power and of wealth that we have on this side, So it's a very interesting card because it affects us locally, but it's also a card that kind of affects, the consciousness as a whole, as a unit, right? The kind of, like I say, the global community. But I do think that there is some trust that needs to take place. Have faith and breathe. When we're ready to walk through this door, we will. And then we have to accept that it's going to be challenging. Right? The first phase. When we go through that doorway, it's not going to be all fun and games. It's not going to be a complete paradise on the other side. We get there and we have to build up this new life. There's going to be some growing pains right at the beginning. Right? We can't just go to Mars and think there's going to be a paradise waiting for us. We're going to have to, build up structures and figure things out. It's going to be difficult. And the same way with any kind of big decision that you're making in your life, or even a small decision. You decide what you want for dinner. It's not just going to appear. We've got to get the ingredients. We've got to cook it. Maybe we've never made this dish before. So there's some trial and error. It's going to be, it's going to be a challenge. But that's the growth of this. And there's going to be that difficulty right at the beginning. But the potential here is well worth the struggle at the beginning of it, So today, I think, let's examine our lives and see where we might be hesitating, where there is a doorway for us that we are kind of standing at the threshold of, not yet going through. What is it that we have to finish up before we're ready to go through the doorway? What is holding us back? What is the big decision pending in our lives? It could be something very simple like what to have for dinner. It could be something quite major, career change, a life change, a relationship change, or decision of some kind. So I feel like there's something pending for us. There's this big opportunity, and we need to recognize it. When this doorway appears, we need to be able to see it and, trust the universe, but also to ask ourselves if we're ready to go through. Right? And if not, why? Why are we not yet ready? Okay. Very interesting card for a daily card. It seems like this is more of a yearly card or a monthly card even. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me for this daily. I hope you are all well. I hope that you'll check out your sun, moon, and rising sign readings. There was a question on the Discord about what my astrological signs are. And just for those interested, my sun is in Cancer, my moon is in Libra, and my rising sign is in Virgo, if you're interested. And again, I want to thank you. I want you to remember that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And I'll see you again very soon.